Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 Bats League. We got the Cincinnati Reds traveling to the Chicago Cubs here on April 21st. Let's take a look at the visiting Cincinnati Reds starting lineup. Leading off playing center field is Ed Rosh. Batting second playing first base is Frank McCormick. Batting third doing the catching is Ernie Lombardi. Batting fourth playing right field is Wally Post. Batting fifth playing left field Frank Robinson. Batting sixth playing second base Johnny Temple. Batting seventh playing third base Eddie Casco. Batting eighth playing shortstop Roy McMillan. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is Ewell Blackwell. Take a look at the hometown Chicago Cubs starting lineup. And leading all playing first base, Phil Cavaretta. Batting second playing right field, Rig Stevenson. Batting third playing left field, Hack Wilson. Batting fourth playing center field is Kiki Kyler. Batting fifth doing the catching, Johnny Kling. Batting sixth playing shortstop, Ernie Banks. Batting seventh playing third base, Woody English. Batting eighth playing second base is Billy Herman. And batting ninth on the mound is Hippo Vaughn. Let's get down here to Chicago and get this game started, folks. It's Ken Castro and Carlos joins us here. Yeah, it should be. I think so too, Ken. And right away, we're going to have to move some players around here on the field. First, let's see here. Because I can't even see who's second baseman and shortstop is. First, let's do this. Change that maybe to medium. That helps out a little bit. And let's change it here. Give me 1 second. First time we played at Wrigley Field. And we'll change this up a little bit. Get this game started. So we got a Wrigley. And tomorrow he's supposed to come out with that new patch and make the font bigger for the player stats. Looking forward to that. So we'll move the second baseman over here. Shortstop over here. And let's go back to the game. Okay, we're going to make them, we'll go back and make them larger. I like them larger. Make it large. Large and in charge. Yeah, that's better. That'll work out. All right, we got Eddie Ross due up here. This is Eddie's 1923 season. And Eddie is batting .545 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. He'll be going up against Hippo Vaughn. And let's see. This is Hippo's 1918 season. He pitched in 35 games, started 33, was 22-10 with a 1.74 ERA. So let's get this game started, folks. Here's the pitch to Rosh. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Kiki's got that for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down here for the Reds. And that'll bring up Frank McCormick. And he's batting 1,000. He's had 1 at bat and hit a double so far. See what McCormick can do here. And he's not going to be batting 1,000 now because that's a fly ball in the left field. And Hack Wilson makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. 2 up and 2 down for the Reds. And that brings up Ernie Lombardi. He's batting 250 on the year. And he's got no homers and no RBIs. And against a 21, that's going to be a ground ball. Yeah, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Hippo gets his first strikeout of the game to end the inning. The Reds go down in order. Reds nothing. Cubbies coming to bat. We got top of the order, obviously, due up here in the bottom of the first.
Phil Cavaretta.
Got Cavaretta, Stevenson, and Hack Wilson due up here. Let's see if the Cubbies can get starting going. Cavaretta, this is his 9th plate appearance. He's yet to get a hit. He's 0 for 8 going against Blackwell. And this is Blackwell's, let's see what year this is for him. 1947 season where he pitched in 33 games, started all 33, was 22 and 8 with a 2.47 ERA. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be against a 17. That ball is going to dribble on down the third. And Phil's got himself an infield hit. Start things up here for the Cubbies. Yes, not a bad lineup, Carlos. Yep, not a bad lineup. And that'll bring up Stevenson. He's batting a .167. No homers and no RBIs on the year. And Phil down at first with nobody out. And that's going to be against a 20. And that's another dribbler. This one down the short. They're nickel and diming him to death here. Blackwell, 2 infield hits, and the Cubbies are in business now for Hack Wilson. First and second, and nobody out. And Hack away here. He's batting a nice 0 for 11. So to say he's due is an understatement. No homers, obviously, and no RBIs. So can Hack deliver here? And he does, folks. And against a 19, that ball is hit hard into left field. And he's rounding second. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. And that's going to be a 2-run RBI triple for Hack Wilson. That's a way to break out an 0 for 11 slump. And that gives the Cubbies a 2-0 lead. Oh, is that right, Ken? How about that? Cubbies still in contention to win the National League pennant, Ken says, in his bats league with 4 games to go. That brings up Kiki Kyler, batting .091, no homers and no RBIs. And already down 2-0. The Reds will play back looking for an out. They haven't gotten an out yet this inning. So they'll play back. Here's the pitch to Kiki. And that's going to be against the 19. And that's going to be a pop-up out in the shallow set. Now it's going to be a swing and a miss. Blackwell strikes him out. So he does it himself here. First out of the game for the Cubbies. And that brings up Johnny Kling. Kling is 0 for 2 on the year. See if Johnny can drive in. Wilson still playing infield back. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that might be deep enough to score him. See here. Ross has got a good arm out there, though. Let's see here. And yes, 31 and a 3. That's going to be fielding column 1. We're going to need another dice. And it's probably not going to be deep enough. And Wilson's going to stay put. Now there's 2 outs. And the runner's still down at third. So it's going to be up to Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub himself, to deliver a 2-out base hit and give the Cubbies a 3-0 lead. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out, Ernie. But Hack Wilson's with that 2 RBI triple gives the Cubs a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. We got Post, Robinson, and Temple due up here for the Reds. And Wally Post batting .231, 3 homers and 6 RBI. And that's going to be against the 20. That's going to be a fly ball out to Kiki in center field. He makes the catch for out number 1. Post goes down and brings up Frank Robinson now. And Robinson's batting .333, no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Humpy. And Temple steps up now. And Johnny is batting .222, no homers and 1 RBI. And Johnny against a 23. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll end the inning. The Reds go down 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the second we go. The bottom part of the order due up here for the Cubs. English, Herman, and Vaughn. And Woody's batting an even 100, 1 homer and 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a 18. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field for out number 1. And makes a nice catch out there. Brings up Billy Herman. Can Billy get a 1-out rally going? Batting .250, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnny Temple at second. Over to McCormick for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Brings up Hippo Vaughn. And Vaughn, first plate appearance of the year. Like I say, in 1918, he batted .240 because we don't need no stinking DH. No homers and 8 RBIs. Can he get a base hit here? No, that's going to be a grounder. Down the, that ain't going to be a grounder. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Blackwell strikes him out for his 3rd strikeout of the game. And that'll win the inning. To the top of the 3rd we go. And the bottom part of the order due up here for the Reds. Casco, McMillan, and Blackwell. And Eddie's batting a .154, no homers and a 1 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. It'll be out number 1 here for the Reds. Brings up Mac, McMillan, and Roy's batting .333, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play of 39 on a 14. And that's going to be strike 1 on him. So here's the 0-1 pitch to McMillan. And that's going to be 54 on a 39. And that's going to be a foul ball. So here's the 0-2 pitch. And he gets some wood on this one right back to Vaughn. He picks it up, fires it over to Phil for out number 2. And Blackwell steps up to the plate here. And Blackwell's first plate appearance of the year. This is his 1947 season. He batted .123, no homers and 4 RBIs. As we see the Cincinnati Reds' upcoming schedule, they got 2 more games here in Chicago. Then they go home and take on the Dodgers. Then they go back on the road to take on the Braves. Here's the pitch to Blackwell. And that is going to be a 22. And that's going to be a nice play down there at second by Herman. He fires it over to Phil, and that'll win it for the Reds in the third. We go to the bottom of the third with the top of the order due up here. Phil was 1 for 1, came around the score on that 2 RBI triple. Cavaretta hits this ball back to the mound, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Blackwell strikes him out. He didn't hit it nowhere. Brings up Stevenson now, and Stevenson is 1 for 1. He singled and came around the score also. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Can he strike out the side here, folks? 2 up and 2 down. Got a good morning, good afternoon. Will Wilson be the good night? He tripled his last time up, 2 RBI triple. And against a 19. He's not going to strike out. That's a fly ball out the Wally post. But the Cubbies go down 1, 2, 3 to the top of the fourth. We go. Top of the order due up here for the Big Red Machine. Rosh, McCormick, and Lombardi. And Ed is 0 for 1. Flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. English has got it. Fires across the diamond for out number 1. And that brings up Frank McCormick now. And Frank is 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a 41. That's going to be a hit by pitch unless he's an HB0. And he's not. So that's going to be a hit by pitch. McCormick's down at first. The Reds ain't too happy, but 2-run lead. I don't think Vaughn was trying to hit him on purpose to bring the tying run to the plate. And Lombardi's up. He struck out his first time up. Oh, did you, Carlos? How come? Here's the pitch to Lombardi. And that's going to be hit down the first. 36 on a 3. That's going to be fielding column number 2. And that's going to be the old and he is being held on. And that's going to be the old 3-6-3 double play. So Lombardi hits into an inning double play. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's still 2-0 Cubbies. We got Kyler, Kling, and Banks due up. Oh, that's a damn shame. Yep, that's a shame, Carlos. Kyler is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit. Maybe. Let's look here. Against a 19. Yeah, that is going to be a base hit. Rosh can't get to it. It drops in front of him. So Kiki's aboard here with a single. Oh, cool. Ken's going to be playing some replay basketball. And Kyler down at first for Johnny Kling. Kling is 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. See if the wind's going to blow this one out of the stadium. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is out there in the well and right field. And that's going to be another triple for the Cubbies. And another run's going to score. And it is now 3-0 Chicago. And Johnny Kling down at third with nobody out. And that will make the Reds bring the infield in down 3-0. Trying to keep this game a 3-run game. Ernie Banks is up. He struck out his first time up. And he ain't striking out this time, folks. Against a 18. That's going to be a double in the left field. And that's going to score Kling. And all of a sudden now it's 4-0. And they go out and talk to Blackwell. We've got an English due up now. Runner down at second and still nobody out. And the Cubs up by 4. And Woody, he flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, a big strikeout there by Blackwell. Brings up Billy Herman now. 1 down and a runner still at second and Ernie Banks. And Billy grounded out to second his first time up. Hit one to his counterpart. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And let's see here. Re-roll some dice. I don't think he's going nowhere. 35. That would make him a 16. He's staying put. That's just a lazy fly ball out to center field. That's 2 down here. So it's up to Vaughn to do some damage himself. He's got a 4-run lead. Can he add to it? He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. He strikes him out. So he strikes out 2, but the Cubbies score 2 on the triple and the double and lead this game 4-0. As we got Post, Robinson, and Temple due up here. Wally flew out to center his first time up. And not this time, folks. That ball's hitting to the gap in right field. So Post is aboard with a lead-off double. So we got a runner down at second. Nobody out for Frank Robinson. And the Reds get on the board here. Robinson struck out his first time up. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to travel? The wind's blowing that one out of here, folks. Home run. Back goes Hack Wilson. Looks up and watches that one leave. And the Reds cut the lead to 4-2. Cut it in half. Still nobody out here in the 5th. We got Johnny Temple due up now. He flew out to center his first time up. How quick the game has changed. Here we go with Temple. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Bounces back from giving up the homer. Strikes out Temple. Eddie Casco comes up now. And Eddie, he flew out to right field his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play of 46 on a 39. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Casco. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a strikeout. He strikes him out, folks. So Eddie goes down on strikes. 4 strikeout for Hippo. And up to the plate now comes McMillan. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Stevenson's got it. Now to end the inning. But the Reds scored 2 on the 2-run homer. And cut the lead to 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order due up here for the Cubbies. Cavaretta, Stevenson, and Wilson. Bill has singled and came around to score and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Temple. That'll be out number 1 for the Reds. And that brings up Riggs Stevenson now. Can Riggs get a 1-out rally going here for the Cubbies? He's 1 for 2, singled. Came around to score and struck out also. It's like deja vu all over again. And not this time he's not striking out. He squares this one up. And that ball is driven into right field. Left field, rather. Frank Robinson gets over there quickly. Cuts it off. It's going to hold him to a single. So Riggs is down at first for Hack Wilson. He tripled and drove in 2 runs his first time up. And he flew out to right his other time up. Can Hack Wilson do it again here and give the Cubbies some more insurance runs? And that's going to be a, let's see what kind of team defense they got. 1, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 26, 30, and there'll be fielding column number 2. That's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Lombardi makes the catch for out number 2. So it's up to Kiki Kyler. Can Kiki get this run across here at first? He's 1 for 2. He struck out and singled and came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And McCormick's going to take it himself. And that'll end the inning. Cubby strand 1 to the 6th inning we go. We got Blackwell due up back to the top of the order then, and Rosh and McCormick. And Blackwell is 0 for 1, grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. This one down to Banks at short. He fires over first for out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go. And Roush is 0 for 2, flew out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the field at first. He'll call off Vaughn, taking himself for out number 2. And that brings up McCormick now. He's 0 for 1. He has flown out the left and been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center. And the Reds go down in order. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Cubbies holding on to a 2-run lead. It's 4-2 Chicago. You got Kling, Banks, and English due up. And Johnny's going to hit that ball out to center field. And that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. That brings up Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks. This is a good day to play, too. And Ernie is 1 for 2 with an RBI double and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Frank Robinson calls for it and makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down. Can Woody get some wood on the ball and keep this inning alive? English is 0 for 2, flew out the center end, struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball in front of home plate. But Lombardi's going to make a nice play, jumps out there quick out of his crouch position, fires down the first. And that'll do it for the Cubbies. To the 7th inning we go. We got Lombardi due up here, Post and Robinson. Lombardi is 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded into that 3-6-3 double play. And that's going to be a base on balls. So that brings the tying run up to the plate. And Wally Post. And this is not who you want to see up if you're a Cubby. Wally's 1 for 2. He doubled and came around to score, flew out the center his other time up. And that's a tailor-made double play ball, folks. That ball is hit down the second. Herman's up with it, fires over to Banks, over to Cavaretto. A 4-6-3 double play. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Frank Robinson. That is the pitcher's best friend in an inning rally killer here. And we got Frank Robinson up. He had a homer his last time up, folks. 2-run shot. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be against the 21. That's going to be a deep fly ball in the right field. And not quite enough as Stevenson makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. We go to the 7th inning stretch. 4-2 Cubbies. We got Herman due up here. Vaughn. I think Vaughn's going to stay in the game. Pitching a damn good game. 2-hitter. He's only given up that 1 big homer. And then back to the top of the order in Cavaretta. Herman is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flew out. And now it's going to be another ground ball. This one down to Mac at short. He fires over to McCormick for out number 1. And Vaughn will grab a bat and come up here to hit. He is 0 for 2, struck out twice. And not this time, because we don't need no stinking DH. He squares this one up, folks. And that ball is blasted in the left field. And Vaughn puts on the Jets if he's got any. He's rounding second. He's a brown-eyed, handsome man. Here comes the throw in, and he's in there safely with a triple for Beatles. So now you got a runner down at third. Only 1 out. Manager looks like a genius leaving him in the game. And that's going to force the Reds to bring the infield in. And Cavaretta is 1 for 3. Singled, struck out, and grounded out to second. Can they get another run here and make this a 3-run game? And Bill was going to get a hold of this one all of a sudden. Cubbies are starting to pound old Blackwell. And that ball is hit into, going to be hit into right field. Bill's got himself a 1-out double. And that makes it a 5-3 ball game. They would love for Blackwell to get out of this mess. Stevenson's up. They go out and talk to him. He's due up 4th, Blackwell is. Stevenson is 2 for 3, having a fine game. He has singled twice and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball rather, out the right field, I believe, or center field rather. Out the center field. And a 62, that's probably still going to be a fielding column 3. Ain't that awful? Yeah, it'll be fielding column 2. So that's just going to be a single in the center field. Ed can't get to it. It drops in there. Let's see if the runner's going to score here. See if the runner's going to score. I'm sorry, that's a first on an error, not a single. I have to read this correctly. First on error, runner to. Well, let's get the right chart here. Helps if you get the right chart. And I was right. It's a single in the center. And Phil's going to score. And the batter's going to get down to second. Oh, I hit that too soon. And the batter's going to get down to second for the throw, and I forgot to put that in there. So we'll do this. Undo. And that's probably going to be it for Blackwell. So we got a single in the center. And the runner will score. And the batter will make it down the second on the throw. So you still got a runner down at second for Hack Wilson. And like I say, that's going to be it for Blackwell. Getting lit up here in the 7th. See who they're going to bring out of the pen. You got Wilson. Got 3 righties due up here. Let's see who the Reds are going to bring out of the bullpen. And it might be Donahue. Let's see here. Yeah, bringing in the bees. You're right. It's crazy, ain't it? It is crazy. They got a few decent arms out there. Freeman and Van Meer. That's about it, Ken. The rest of them are bees. Let's see. Van Meer's not coming in. He's a lefty. So you got Donahue, Lucas, or Freeman. Let's see here. And it's going to be Pete's going to come in. Going to bring in Donahue. Donahue's going to come in here. And it's now a 4-run game. You got Stevenson down at second, Hack Wilson up. This is Pete's second appearance. He's pitched a third of an inning. See if he can get the Reds out of this with no more run scoring. Hack Wilson's 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI triple. Here's the pitch to Wilson. And that's a swing and a miss. Donahue gets a big second out there. Strikes out Hack Wilson. He gets back shaking his head. So now the Reds are 1 out away with keeping this a 4-run game. Kiki Kyler's 1 for 3. Struck out, singled, and scored, and grounded out the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. He's going to fire across the diamond the first. That'll end the inning. So Donahue comes in and gets the job done, but the Cubbies scored 2. Make it a 6-2 game as we go to the top of the 8th. We got Temple, Casco, and McMillan due up here for the Reds. And a pitch hitter if we get to Donahue. And Johnny Temple is 0 for 2. He's flew out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Bill says he's got it and does. Touches the bag for out number 1. Nick Casco comes up now. Can Casco get a base hit here for the Big Red Machine? He's flown out the right and struck out. And that's going to be a fly ball this time to center field. But same result. That'll be out number 2. It's up to McMillan to get something started. They need to get some runs here in the 8th. They don't want to have to score 4 in the 9th. And Roy's 0 for 2, grounded out to the pitcher and flew out the right. And that'll end the inning. That's another grounder down the first. And that'll be out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 6-2 Cubbies. And you got Kling, Banks, and English due up here. Johnny's 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. And he's flown out to center field his other 2 times up. And not this time. That's going to be a comebacker. Donahue Pete grabs it, fires over to McCormick for out number 1. And here comes Mr. Cub. Ernie Banks is up now. Banks is 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Struck out and flew out the left. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nope, he doesn't have the Y. That's just going to be a pop-up down the short. Yep, down the short. So he pops up to his counterpart, McMillan. And that'll be 2 down now. So it's up to English here in the 8th to keep it going. And English is 0 for 3. He's flown out, struck out, and grounded. And that's going to be a 15. That's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Wally Post makes the catch. Cubs go down in order. We go to the top of the 9th. The Reds need to score 4 to keep this game going. That'll be it for Donahue. We'll have a pitch hitter for him. Then to the top of the order we go. See who's going to grab a bat here. They got nothing but lefties on the bench. Every righty they got's already in the game. So he's the less of the evils. Need to get some base runners here. Need some base runners. So it looks like Goodman's going to come off the bench. Oh, Ivory Goodman is going to come out and grab a bat. Try to get on here. Oh, that's funny, Carlos. I like old Ernie. So here comes Goodman off the bench. He is batting .250 on the year, no homers and no RBIs. Can he get something started here in the 9th? Reds need base running. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 24. That's going to be a fly ball out to right field. That'll be out number one. One up and one down. To the top of the order we go. See what Ed can do here. He is 0 for 3. He's flown out, grounded out, and grounded out twice. And not this time, folks. He drives this ball into the gap in right field. He's got a 1-out double. The Reds ain't going down without a fight. Up to the plate now steps McCormick. Runner in scoring position. And McCormick is 0 for 2. He's flown out, been hit by a pitch. Flown out twice. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. And English has got it out in shallow left field for out number 2. The Reds are down to their last at bat. It's Ernie Lombardi. Can Lombardi do something? He's 0 for 2. He's walked, struck out, and grounded out. And that'll do it, folks. That's going to be a fly ball out to Hack Wilson. He waits for it to come down, and that'll be your ball game. The Cubbies win 6-2. Now they're playing 500 ball. They're 2-2. Take a look here at the box score. And it's amazing. This is the first game I've had in a while where I didn't have problems with the darn game going in and out on me. I shouldn't say nothing. I'll jinx myself. All righty. Yeah, nice job by the Cubbies. I agree, Carlos. And the Reds 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Cubbies 6 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. The big red machine. The only decent hit they had was Frank Robinson's 2-run homer. He was 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. Vaughn didn't give him a chance, did he? Look at that top of that order for the Cubbies. Cavaretto, 2 for 4. Stevenson, 3 for 4. Cubbies were 4 for 12. Had 3 triples. He was finding that well out there on left and right field. How many base runners did the Cubbies? The Reds only left 1 on base. They just didn't have opportunities. Well, Hippo did a hell of a job. The Cubbies left 4 on base. Blackwell goes to 0-1, goes 6 1/3, 10 hits, 6 runs, walked 9, struck out 7. Donahue came in, did a good job, an inning and 2/3, struck out 1. But the story of the game, Vaughn goes the distance. 3 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 4. The only real bad pitch he did was the home run to old Frank Robinson. Take a look here at the standings. I like looking at them. It's real early in the season, but it's still nice to look at. And the Giants are tied with the Dodgers and the Braves. Pirates are half a game back along with these Cubbies and Phillies. Cardinals are a game back, and the Reds now are a game and a half back. And Chuck Klein, the old Phillies, leading with a .556 batting average, Ken. Hank, like say, this is a little distorted because not everybody's played the same amount of games, folks. Hank's played more games, 4 homers, 12 RBIs. Of course, the ERA leaders is going to be pitchers that haven't given up a run yet. Hank's leading in MVP voting, and Dazzy Vance is leading in the Cy Young. Yeah, old Chuck Klein, he a hell of a ball player. That's a good Phillies team in this Bats League, Ken. Yep. The next game on the channel is going to be game 2 of this series. And we'll have, let's see here. He's going to be pitching for the Reds. Paul Derringer is going to be pitching for the Reds. And for the Cubbies, we'll have Lee Warnick going to be pitching for the Cubbies. So that'll be the next game here. What time is it? What time is it? That is the question. Hell, it's only 8 o'clock. We might be on later on here, folks. Heck, it's still pretty early. Pretty early. So we might be back on here with the game number 2 of this series. Give me 1 second here, checking something out. Alrighty, I want to thank Ken Castro and Carlos for stopping by. Like I say, give me a few minutes and we might be back on here with game number 2 of this series. Until then, you all have a great day. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of the Chicago to the Windy City, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all take care.